Oh. You see? You see? That's how well I've been doing. Hey, to Batman, good to see ya. Boogaloo, Clades, Temporal Rhapsody, Bad Job, Caldane, Maisie Ann, Warrior 506, Polk, Reverend Gumby, Jerry, White Panther, Eggplant Wiz, Hedge Maze, Three Hams, Ubi, good to see you all. By the way, I know that some of you are not currently subscribed, but had subscribed for over a year. I'm not gonna say no to y'all if you've been subscribed and then aren't subscribed. I'll still let you give a sub choice, so I'll let everybody who has had an anniversary at any point give a game. So just so you know, after this first match, 2 sub choices and then back to our 4th match. That is the goal. Okay? Yeah. Oh, crappy. How about you do your crappy little dance? Over to the game reveal. Hey, everybody. Today, we are in Winner's Bracket Round 2, but why? Oh, you're obsessed with that Z-Dog, aren't you? Well, this round, you know, relates a little bit to the Z-Dog because the players are given games specifically that may be good, they may be bad, but the biggest question is, why was this even made? Why does this exist? And, of course, you know, I think that it's kind of random happenstance, but the GM giving out our But Why game also gave out the Z-Dog. It is Omega Number. Come in, Omega Number. Let's find out what you're given. I believe you did the Z-Dog anyway, right? Hello there. Oh. Hello? I was muted in Discord. That's okay. I'm not muted there anymore. Hello there. You gave out the Z-Dog, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I knew it. I have a memory.
Yeah, no, that one was pretty memorable. I do not have a relay of games this time. This is just one game. But is definitely in the But Why category. It is a movie game. So it's a game based on a movie.
Oh, cool. Could be The Sixth Sense.
And it's not any movie. It's a movie that's from in the late 90s, early 2000s. There was a big spate of movies.
Okay.
That were like the Trick Grandma movies. There was an animated movie, and then that was like, you know, had Mulan or something.
Okay.
And then, you know, there was another movie that ended up in stores, and I'm just making this one up. I don't remember off the top of my head what this, but like, you know, Chinese warrior with dragon or something like that, and then it would look like that at Walmart, and then somebody would buy it and think it was the other movie.
Oh yeah, Grandma doesn't have great vision, and she forgets what the movie's called, so she grabs the boot, not bootleg, but almost bootleg.
Right. This is the same thing, but with Shrek.
Okay,
so show the cover and like.
Yeah, should I reveal it now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, this has the title on it, just FYI. I believe, bam. There we go! Don Quixote.
Yes, Don Quixote. Yes, it's... if you actually find the movie posters, it's by the producers who saw Shrek, is what it says in Spanish. This is a Spanish movie. And it was... it's a fully 3D animated movie that was in theaters in Europe, and they made a PS2 game, a PC game, and a PSP game. We are doing the PSP game.
Yeah.
And it resembles kind of a lot like a Shrek game, except that it's not Shrek.
Just checking, is the PSP screen usually stretched out a little bit like this? I don't know the exact resolution.
This one's going to be a little stretched.
Okay. Yeah, just making sure, because we've got both Maurice and Meekins here. Meekins, by the way, came third in the PS1 Mystery Tournament at AGDQ this year. Maurice has done excellent in... mystery tournaments and has actually made some huge strides here in Kusogrand8. Of course, our brand of game tends to be a little bit different, and so, like, I think Maurice is fighting for that win here. Mystery tournament, by the way, still happening. Make sure that you check it out occasionally. It's been a lot of fun, and I think we're just about ready for donkeys and Xotes. Don Quixote, by the way, a legendary book. I still haven't read all of it because it's also legendarily long. Let's see.
You can maybe share some of the lore because it does connect with it. This is kind of an after story. So, like, after the adventures type story.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, let's see.
And some of it will make sense because... Wait, sorry, go ahead.
Should I hear music here?
No. They're actually, if you just boot the game, it plays music, and then it stops.
Okay, Meekins has music. Let me see what this is.
Yeah, I think, on the options menu, it would probably... Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit janky, and...
Well, I don't like that.
Also, I did ask the players to play let it play the first cutscene. So when you hit new game, it'll play a cutscene. All the cutscenes are from the movie. They're just directly cut from the movie, and if it doesn't quite make sense with the game. And so you can kind of experience at least a little part of it before we actually start the game. So
yeah, I'm checking right now if the players need a little additional time because we are a little ahead. We jumped right into this. But if the players are ready to go, so am I. I will not say no. We can just get rocking soon. And yes, they are ready, as a matter of fact. So, chat, I need you all to get your best Don Quixote emotes and spam them. What would be appropriate, Omega?
Horses, donkeys, there's jousting in this. Soldiers that picked by the donkey. Coins. Coins are going to be a major part of this.
Yes. Coins. Whoa. That Shrek animation just looked like a black square. That was scary. Okay, we're doing the countdown, so best of luck. Spam your emotes, everybody. And we are going to get started in just a little bit. Keys are basically coins for the store. No, coins are keys for stores. Whatever. Okay.
No. Whatever works.
Well, we've got a cutscene.
Yeah, let's experience the magic here of cinema.
Quixote, Sancho, Rocinante, and yours truly.
Ugh.
It stinks of donkey around here.
So,
Where do you think you're going, donkey?
Yes,
This road is
donkey.
for horses only.
Yeah.
So what's this pig doing here then?
so Ruscio here is getting bullied for no particular reason by
Just see
horses.
What a wonderful steed he is.
I wasn't talking.
And that's the
It's
start of the
because
movie.
he's ugly.
And so Ruscio has this aspiration to be a horse so that he can be powerful like these bullies.
Well, just believe you're a horse. That'll be good enough. Oh no, he got wrecked. Or he got shreked. I don't know.
I'll be a great horse, and I'll do all kinds of important stuff. You'll see.
And I'll have a British accent for some reason, even though this is a Spanish story. Okay,
I
here
mean,
we go.
Not dub, they dub it with whatever country. So, it would be a British accent because I don't think, did they even release it in the US? I'm not sure if they released it in the US. So, this is a PAL-only game, though.
Oh, okay. Well,
So it makes sense to have a British accent for
it was
the
made
English
between
dub.
Spain and Italy, the movie, okay? Based on Miguel de Cervantes' novel, Don Quixote. But the localization, well, if they localized it in the UK, then fine. I'll allow it.
So yes, so your donkey comes with a double jump straight out the bat, you might notice. And they are collecting coins because that is their measure of progress. We are not, I think you could any percent run this thing in an hour if you wanted to. But they do not have anything involving that as their task today. It is the most coins, and they all appear in the upper right corner. And after you collect a coin, you've collected it. You can't collect it again because these serve as the extra unlockable thing. So where you want to watch Don Quixote the movie in the options, you can. After you've unlocked enough coins. That's your reward for gathering all those coins.
So yeah, tracking is going to be relatively simple because of that. Just look at the number at the top right. Whoever's is biggest is in the lead.
That's right. Yep. So you have to I mean, I could see somebody like skipping a bunch of stuff and actually technically having more progress, like physically, but not having more progress coin wise. And the reason I did this is because this is a kid's game where it doesn't feel as it feels like you're meant to collect the coins when you actually do the gameplay. And if you just kind of rush through, it's not. You don't get to the interesting parts, which in some cases interesting is in a Kuso way where like the camera messes up. We already saw that once on Maurice's screen. You get all sorts of things. Right now we are corralling the chickens. That is a gameplay mechanic in this that will appear again. I do not know why we are doing this to unlock the next part. We just are.
Now, I do want you to know this did get a US release, and the name that they used for the US movie is kind of embarrassing. Who the crap names it? Let me pull up the box art real quick so that y'all can see. They named it Donkey X. Like, what the crap? Yeah, Donkey X, everybody. Welcome to your nightmares.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the thing is, I typed in Donkey X and then put a space, and it wanted to autofill on Google. I swear, it wanted to autofill it with Shrek. And I'm like, I know where you're going with this, Google. That's not what I'm looking for this time, okay? I know I've probably done that search before, but not today.
It makes sense. So, killing the enemies does get you coins. They're actually a pain to kill. So like you get a little combo. You headbutt, kick, and then like you get the coins out of them after you do it twice. But if there's another enemy nearby, they will interrupt your kick, and then you'll see later. When there's more than one enemy, those can get kind of dicey. So,
yeah. Just so you know, some of the basic mechanics we have, obviously the attacks, we've got a double jump as well. Luckily, donkeys in this universe can double jump. It's great. Better than being a stupid horse. Seriously, horses overrated.
Yep. So Meekins is a little ahead both in progress and coins, because Maurice had a wipeout at one point and kind of went backwards. And so there's enough game to this, and there's also enough annoying bits later that I anticipate there's going to be very possibly lead changes back and forth, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's this part of the game, other than the combat, which again you might see like you're trying to hit them and then like the other knight comes up and hits you. There is a kind of a method to it, but it's not intuitive and sometimes it just doesn't work. Where you do 2 hits and then you kind of walk around the knight. What I found was most effective was doing like a dashing jump. Oh, by the way, Meekins has switched characters.
What?
They're now chicken. Because they have to bring these hunt hens over to the eggs.
Okay.
And this is basically a chore they need to do before they help our hero open a gate. I don't know why. There's no motivation for this at all. Why this causes the gate to open. It's just there. But it makes about as much sense as the movie. The movie has lots of bits that don't make sense too, so I guess it's just fitting with the theme.
I'm a little disturbed by this chicken. I swear that it has biceps.
I think you're right. I think it does.
I don't want this chicken in my life. I need it to go away.
So yeah, Maurice is kicking the watermelon to get except missed. It looks like needs to get the attention of James, I believe is the name of the character.
Okay.
And yeah, there we go. We just managed to corral the different hens. So Meekins is a little bit ahead still. By the way, the crates are not destructible. I didn't say that. I figured they would discover that soon enough. That's one of the typical things, right? You destroy crates to get coins, but that they're not destructible.
Oh, yeah,
so,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. One of the things about the little minigame Maurice is on now is that like they will wander off from their eggs if you take too long. So the first time around, I wasn't even sure what was going on. Like you're actually supposed to like talk with them and bring them to the right spot. And I didn't understand it at first, and then like I did all 3, and they're like, wait, what's happening? And I realized one of them had wandered away. So now we're in the combat with 3 enemies, and it's going to get really bad for Meekins. There is a good strat which involves just kind of rolling through them, sort of. I think is kind of trying to do that. You can actually just jump and then do the hit right through them, essentially. It looks like to be about what Meekins has discovered here. And it does cause damage. This will eventually knock them out. Yeah, even if you don't do the big kick, the finishing move, this will actually work to destroy the enemies. And it's much better when you're doing multiples. And it looks like Maurice might be trying to do the other strat, which is you see it gets interrupted. You saw that Maurice's animation got interrupted by the hit there. That was what was causing the prick problem. So,
oh, there are too many soldiers. There are too many.
So we have passed a cutscene, and we're now on a racing game. So this is actually training. We're supposed to be training, or I'll kind of give the plot very quickly here. So there is, oh my goodness, I got to make sure I get the name right. Dulcinea.
Dulcinea.
Yeah, so she is supposedly, they're looking for Dulcinea, and what happens is that Don Quixote got challenged to a duel in Barcelona, and the character who challenged him will reveal the location of Dulcinea if he wins the duel. So that's kind of what the whole setup is of this thing. And there's a lot of very weird parts to the story in between which don't make a lot of sense, and I don't know. I would think that an animated movie would have more continuity with its plot because you have to spend all the time animating it. Like I'm used to, if you just film something, you got it in the can, you have to toss in what you have. Well, I mean, they actually spent time animating some of this stuff, which doesn't make sense. So
I mean, my bet is. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, my bet is that, like, with any movie that is only loosely related to the source material, odds are they just wrote the story for the donkey and then just occasionally threw in, like, references or, like, little events related to Don Quixote. It probably was not very strict on the connection there, and this looks like a nightmare minigame. Oh my god. Okay.
It's gonna take me a while to get through it. This does have the extra bonus thing of you're there trying to get the coins, right? And remember, the coins, once you get them, they stay gotten. But it means that you might actually, like, intentionally die if you miss a coin and be able to get in the second way around. I don't think that will save you time in the end. I think, like, you're better off just getting through this. But it is kind of an interesting attribute of all this. So they missed, so we missed some of the coins again already. It's very, I don't know. This is. Okay, now we are up to this mini game is also very rude. This is the jousting mini game. This is practice again. They're just fighting against a scarecrow, so just a pretend joust. Even with the cutscenes, and they don't really explain very well what's going on in this, because again, the cutscenes are from the movie, and it's not like they made new cutscenes to explain the bits of this game that aren't in the movie. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't happen in the movie. They don't do like a practice joust or whatever.
Well, let me just say that this jousting is also very inaccurate. Like, you're not going to be jumping over crap, collecting stars, dodging barrels. Like, if there are barrels in the jousting lane, someone needs to get fired. Or what did they do probably executed people. That's what they did. Okay. I won't say they need executed, but they need some sort of punish. Maybe like little dungeon time? That'd be fun. Yeah, dungeon time. Go to prison jail.
So what's going on with these stars here is the stars increase your attack power. So supposedly you will hit harder with your jousting hit if you collect more stars. That's the idea. So it is very frustrating. I mean, these players will probably do a lot better than I did, but I actually died a whole bunch of times.
What is this
but there you
music?
see Maurice tried to do the jump right there, and that is just typical for this game. It is, it controls fine. Like, I didn't feel like I was eating my inputs or anything, but just the way it gets designed is just so very rude that, yeah.
Yeah. By the way, this donkey you're playing as is supposed to be the donkey owned by Sancho, whereas Don Quixote had the horse. Let me make sure I pronounce it right. Rocinante, if I'm not.
Yeah, Rocinante.
Rocinante. Sancho, by the way, absolute bro, absolute wingman for Don Quixote. He's like, yeah, sure, Don Quixote is a little nuts, but whatever, I'm his bud. I think he's pretty fun to hang out with, so we're just gonna go on adventures and hang out and do stuff. And Don Quixote, meanwhile, is like, I am a knight. I need to go and protect chivalry, protect the ladies, and make sure that good is upheld in this kingdom. And Sancho's like, yeah, you go do that, buddy. I'll be here.
Right.
Oh yeah, just Don Quixote was a guy who I think was a little bit wealthier, but went mad because he read too many books, and now he believes that he's a knight. That's the general idea.
Yeah, they explain that at the beginning of the movie, but they explain in kind of a really rude way. Like, he read so many books, he lost it. That's how he played it. And then, like, just kind of go on from there.
That's exactly what the book's like. He read so many books.
Yeah, it actually, like, I think it literally takes the text from the book and even says something about a dog that doesn't show up in the movie because it's in the text for the book.
Okay.
It's very weird. I could not figure all the stuff out that was going on. I was thinking, the way the plot of the movie starts out is to actually, so they kind of have falling out, Panza and Don Quixote, because of, enough abuse over the course of the book that finally enough was enough, I guess.
Yeah.
And so the start actually has to have Don Quixote convince him to go on the adventure. That's kind of, but it's like it goes very quickly, and then he's like, "Oh, okay."
I don't like this music.
At first they're like really mad at each other, and they're fighting.
Who did this music? Okay, someone's in. I looked at the person who did the music for the game. They only worked on 2 games, so whatever. I'll forgive them. It's still weird. Yeah. I don't need like evil birds singing songs, okay? I mean, sure, there in the musical there is a song called Little Bird, which is a very disturbing song, just FYI. Definitely worth watching Man of La Mancha if you haven't had the chance. Highly recommended. Now, I did see that this movie, Don Quixote, specifically had the tagline from the producers who saw Shrek.
Yes.
And I appreciate that. Now,
it is good. Yeah, I mean, everybody looks at it like it's like, is that a DreamWorks movie somehow? And it's like, no, that's just a DreamWorks knockoff movie. It definitely. So okay, I get to tell you the big thing. So according to the movie script itself,
yes,
this is part of the Shrek cinematic universe. And the reason why is there's a moment during the narration that the donkey actually says that they're friends with another donkey who's friends with this ogre. I mean, it actually is clearly talking about Shrek. And since they're friends with the Shrek donkey, that means that this is part of the same universe as Shrek.
Oh my gosh. I love it. Okay, this is the same universe as Shrek. Perfect. By the way, thank you so much for the referees who are helping to track this match. It's hopefully a little less demanding on you because every time they collect a coin, we can see their totals. Maurice in the lead right now. But the referees for this match are Linkura loves this store in the Yakuza games. Don Quixote, yeah, I love it too. Clades has never gotten into a fight with a windmill out of cowardice. Oh, those blades, they just keep spinning. Jerry Eris in Boots? Ooh, okay, Puss in Boots. The latest movie is actually legit. Highly recommended. And Toasty's Totally Ever After. Aww. I love it. Well, the main metric is based off of the number of coins that each player has collected. And you said that it's probably possible for them to finish the game, but lose because they have not collected more coins than the other person. Is this game relatively short?
I mean, the long play's an hour, so I wouldn't
Okay.
say it's really a short game, but you could, I said you could any percent it, like you could technically get through all of it if you, I mean, they're not going to now, like they already died enough times, but like if you didn't die, yeah, you could get through it all. It's shorter enough. So now we've got Sokoban, I guess, with the pushing the, except Reese is running into a rock. It's
You gotta
It's very
push the
confusing.
box around the rock. Box around rock, yo. Okay. I think Maurice is...
there we go. Now we've unlocked the there we go. There's a switch there.
Yeah, I was thinking that you'd probably need to push the box into the pit in order to make it so the person could cross it, but nah, I guess you can just headbutt them. Okay, so this is less escort quest and more headbutt quest. Oh my god.
Yes, it's an escort quest where you can headbutt them.
Yeah, and this looks like it's probably Don Quixote himself, the knight errant going around on quests like finding the golden helmet of Mambino, which is actually just a shaving basin. But Sancho's like, look, just give Don Quixote this shaving basin. It's cheap. I'll probably get you a new one, you know, just give it to him, otherwise it's gonna cause problems. And so he's like, okay, here's the golden helmet, and Don Quixote puts it on his head. He's like, I've got the golden helmet of Mambino, and everybody celebrates. It's great. But in reality, the whole moral of the original story, at least maybe not the whole moral, one of the biggest ones, since it's a long book, there's a lot of stuff happening in there, but a lot of it is that, you know, this delusional knight seeing things in a sort of fantasy way was still seeing people's true reality much better than people who actually lived in the reality. Yeah, it's there's a reason the book's a masterpiece. Like, I still need to read the whole thing, but, you know, I'm familiar with the musical quite a bit. It's fantastic.
Just for context here, I did not have this game. Well, I knew about this game. I knew about the existence of this game, but I didn't really have it on my Game Master radar until there was a conversation in Discord about Don Quixote. And then I was thinking, oh, you know what? This game would be absolutely perfect. And so, you know, it's basically your fault that this is on here, just so you know.
Yay! Everybody, I love problems.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, apparently he also steals a boat, per chat. I haven't read about stealing the boat yet. But I fully believe he would steal a boat. Like, apparently he also racks up a pretty big kill count at some point, but they probably deserved it, to be fair.
So Q23, who is just appeared in chat. This is kind of a Shrek game. This is there's a movie that from Spain that was by the producers who saw Shrek.
Yes.
And they made this movie, which is not in any way affiliated with DreamWorks. And even though the donkey looks exactly, like almost exactly to the point that I'm wondering if they like stole assets or something. Like, you know, literally got the 3D art from somewhere, because it looks so close.
I mean, the production companies, there were multiple involved with it, but Filmax is the biggest one that I see. They made other movies like The House Among the Cactuses. What? Oh, okay, let me go to their oldest ones. Where the crap? Okay. I'm confused because I'm only seeing stuff from 2023 to 2024. Fine, I'm looking this up on IMDb.
While you're doing that, I do want to mention we had 2 lead changes while all this whole escort quest thing was going on. We had, for a while, Maurice got ahead, and then now Meekins is back ahead on coin count. So it's this whole process of nudging is pretty wild. Although it looks like, did we just have yet another lead change? I lost track. Yeah, we had just yet another lead change. So they're both really neck and neck right now with this. There's still some more mini games that are rude that might cause more of a difference, but this is extremely close.
The producer for this, by the way, worked on the movie El Cid, The Legend, which actually looks pretty legit, like a cartoon animated, pretty impressive. But yeah, the studio, oh my gosh, why is IMDb so stupid?
I don't know.
I hate it.
I don't know.
I hate it.
I'm sorry.
Okay, there, Filmax. Filmax is the production company here. Oh, great. Now it's telling me to look. It's just doing a search. Yeah, El Cid Nocturna, I guess, about a boy named Tim, afraid of the dark. However, when the stars go out, he then goes outside. What a nerd. It goes dark and then you start going outside. Yeah, as far as I can see, like the actual like cartoon hand-drawn animation stuff looks really legit that this guy worked on.
I mean, even the 3D, actual 3D animation, it doesn't look like. I've seen some, especially religious ones. The religious ones, oh my goodness, they're
oh yeah,
mind-blowing.
I love Nightmare Fuel 3D animation. It's so good.
Yeah, so this is not Nightmare Fuel at an individual level. Like, they actually put production quality into this thing, but the plot is just baffling. It's just, there was some choice made on the script level that honestly is what makes this so bizarre. I don't know.
It's all
and
good.
Of course, like I said, the cutscenes of this are from the movie, but they only kind of match. I mean, there's not this exact scene where that you keep, headbutting Don Quixote towards the goal here. Oh my goodness.
No, this definitely is straight from the movie. What are you talking about? Of course it's not. I love that they do credit Miguel de Cervantes as one of the writers for this, so that's very nice.
I mean, well, technically speaking, they took that intro thing directly from Cervantes, I believe. So, yeah, I guess you have to credit it, right? It's like if you toss in a quote from William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare is one of your authors. Hey, you've got a renowned author on your team now.
Okay.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah. So, as far as I can tell, the story of the movie is that Don Quixote's like, where is Dulcinea? And Sancho's like, I saw her, so we should go on an adventure. And Don Quixote's like, all right, adventure awaits. Sancho was lying. But I think he just wanted to get out of the house. It's well known that his wife is kind of a jerk. In fact, in the musical, she beats him. It's part of a song, so it's funny.
Oh, okay. Oh, by the way, just like Shrek, this movie does include licensed songs. And some of them have to have been expensive licensed songs. If they license them, I'm really not sure if they licensed them or not. I don't know.
Whatever.
I mean, if you want to, the whole thing's on YouTube.
Not made in the U.S. Licenses different.
Yeah, it could have just been. Let's try it and see if they care. I don't know. But yeah, this whole thing is on YouTube. If anybody afterwards wants to get their, I wouldn't call it bootleg, but alternate universe Shrek on, that's fine. Oh my goodness, we're basically on the same place with both players. Almost, this is still such neck and neck here. But we do have, I think, Meekins is almost at the end. This looks everything looks the same here, so I have a little trouble telling exactly where they are. So we did hit. There we go. Checkpoint. Almost in sync. There we go.
Okay.
Oh, and the door. Come on, you can do it. There we go.
So the whole setup here with the movie is that Don Quixote's young friend from childhood is jealous that Don Quixote and Sancho became famous for their antics, and he's like, I'm gonna go ahead and send them to a duel and they'll get wrecked, and then I'll be more famous, haha, because why not? I don't know. What else were people doing in the 1600s in Spain? I don't know. It had to be fairly boring. You might as well get entertainment by sending somebody to go fight. Anyway, he goes and finds out it's the Knight of the Crescent Moon who is searching for him to give him a challenge on the next full moon. So I believe that we already had a duel, but I don't know if it was that duel.
Again, almost in sync. That was about 1 second apart. Meekins hit the button, Maurice hit the button.
Okay, so as it turns out, James Rooster, which is the name of the rooster that you played as earlier, is a bodyguard in the movie. So thank you, James Rooster. So stupid. What a stupid name. Hey, my name's James Rooster. In Spain. At least use some sort of Spanish pun. Come on.
Maybe it is a pun in Spanish. I don't know. I'm actually not sure what the Spanish names for the characters are. I didn't go that deep in. Like, okay, I'm gonna watch this movie in Spanish and find out all the deep lore that way, you know?
Yeah.
I just love that they're like, the game is clearly intending Sokoban, except that you can just bypass it by picking the character. Beautiful.
What's interesting is, like, reading through this story, there were other people trying to impersonate Don Quixote in order to try to win Dulcinea's love, but at the same time, she, in the book, in the movie, Man of La Mancha, she's very much not, like, an extremely beautiful person. In fact, she's sort of, I would say the best way to put it is that she's a prostitute and, you know, essentially works in an extremely poor area. Definitely not beautiful per the world standards. So, but when people hear the name Dulcinea, it sounds a lot more beautiful than her real name. And so odd that the story actually plays into a little bit of that, like, confusion that comes in with the story of giving names of, like, higher worth. I'm gonna say worth as in, like, viewing self-worth. You know, it definitely more honorable names than what people would normally have in that era. So, you know, people fighting for the love of Dulcinea, who they probably imagine is this, you know, beautiful, maybe not a princess, but you know, at least is some sort of nobility, whereas she's like what would be considered at the time a wench, is what I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, so the plot on this, so normally they actually would not, so in the movie they wouldn't normally travel together, but Don Quixote needs Sancho Panza because supposedly Sancho Panza saw Dulcinea, but not Don Quixote, so he doesn't even know what she looks like. It's why this is somehow the woman of his dreams without like even knowing what she looks like. I don't know. It again, it doesn't really explain it very well in the movie.
Dulcinea. No, like, he gives her the name Dulcinea when he sees her. How does she have the name Dulcinea without? Okay, this is stupid.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
That
like, it actually says in the intro that like she's imaginary, like he actually invented her, and is not a real person. And then like right after that, she gets treated like a real person. So something went awry in the continuity department there. I don't know. I still kind of love the donkey combat here, even though it's very simplistic. Just punch, headbutt, kick, headbutt, kick. It's great. They're both doing it to farm coins. I think if you're doing any percent, you would totally ignore these guys. But since it counts, you do actually want to try to get all of them.
Okay, so apparently he actually did randomly make up that there was a Dulcinea. That's what I'm gathering, that is accurate. Mm-hmm. And then Sancho lies about it. So my bet. And Harp Griffin is saying that in the book, there's a one-page rant by the narrator about people noticing continuity errors. Yeah, there's a reason the book is epic, okay? It breaks the fourth wall. Like, it's legit. Don Quixote, not the easiest read out there, but it has influenced so much writing. Okay, so my understanding is that he made up Dulcinea, but eventually gave the name to some random woman he met. So there we go. Okay.
I mean, my favorite part in terms of the meta stuff, I forget where it hits in the book. You may not have reached it yet, but it's like this section is from a translation from Arabic or something like that. Like it really goes like it was a House of Leaves kind of meta thing, you know. And I remember when I first hit that, I was like, wow, when is this book written that he did all this too? And yeah, I mean, actually, like that's kind of part of the story is the fact that there's this confusion with the translation and so forth. So that like what you might be reading might not be what actually happened because of that. That's part of the whole plot. It is so good. I'm glad we're able to learn a world literature through the medium of Kuso games today. Yeah. This is an educational session here, you know?
Oh yeah, like I know various interpretations of Don Quixote, but I haven't known like the actual story. I need to read the whole book. One of these days, soon, I will read the book. With that said, Maurice is on to the next jousting section. Apparently, per the movie, somebody tries to blackmail Sancho. They're like, hey, I know that you've been lying to Don Quixote, so this woman they're bringing back, she's Dulcinea. And Sancho has to convince, hey, Don Quixote, look, here she is, Dulcinea. And he's like, Dulcinea, you're kind of a rude woman, aren't you? And he's like, I don't know if I really love you. Interesting. This may actually follow the story of the book better than the musical does. What? How the crap can a freaking by the producers who saw Shrek make a movie that is somewhat accurate to Don Quixote? That just blows my mind.
I don't know what to tell you. This whole thing was baffling when I looked into it. It's, I mean, I knew about its existence, but like, when I started to dig into the real lore, there's just layers. Oh, actually, let me tell you how I originally found out about this game. Sure. Originally, this is before. I was looking into Iranian games, so games written in Persian, which, yeah, we might see one of those in the future. From Iran with love. Anyway, they had so one of the things they do is they sell like a lot of bootleg PC boxes. You know, like they have like 5-in-1 or whatever. And one of the 5-in-1s was this Don Quixote, and I was like, oh, that must be a fake game or something. And then I looked it up. It's like, oh, that's just a real game that they repackaged in this thing. And like, wait a minute, that's I discovered it through looking at this other very weird site of Iranian games. So, yeah, that was pretty exciting.
I love that. I love it so much. Well, it looks like Maurice is on to the pursuit of Dulcinea. You can get her. Yeah, and chat, especially Harp Griffin, has a good point that, like, because this is a Spanish studio, there's a very good chance that they have more familiarity with the story, and possibly, you know, the creators of the movie Don Quixote, as much as I hate that title, may be more familiar with the source material than the average American, i.e. me.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of the continuity issues had to do with the fact that they kind of assumed people knew the book. Maybe it was part of it. You know, like, because again,
you know, there's some things that it's like, go ahead and lean into it. If the continuity error doesn't matter too much, don't worry about it. And if people do notice it and they, like, know the book, then they'll be like, oh my gosh, they included the continuity error. And the people who notice it but haven't read the book will complain about it until they talk to a nerd, where the nerd is like, well, actually, in the book, this is also a continuity error, and the author points it out, and then they're like, oh my god, stop talking, you're such a nerd for knowing all this about Don Quixote. But then the nerd feels happy about it because they're like, I'm better than you because I actually read the book. Ha-ha! Take that, nerds! Slash non-nerds.
I'm also glad Hart Griffin is hanging out in chat to, you know, to make sure we've got our requisite literature nerd hang out in there, too. It's good.
I went into American studies when I did literature and writing. I focused heavily on American stuff, so even though I'm familiar... Even though I had a Shakespeare class, yeah, Miguel de Cervantes is definitely outside of the realm of stuff that I studied.
Yep. I think, I'm just trying to think.
I think Meekins is intentionally losing every once in a while to make sure that they can collect the rest of the coins around here, which is not necessarily a bad idea. If you miss a coin and you can't replay this level, you're not going to get it again.
Right. I think Maurice might have done that at one point too, but is kind of making a little strategic choices like, should I move on or not? It's hard to tell. This is one of these things we're going to have to ask in the interview. Like, did you actually intentionally die, or is it just because the game's kind of rude?
Luckily, there are good checkpoints throughout this as well, so... Not the
biggest
biggest
a good
problem.
game for racing, for sure. With all the conditions, it was. There's so much to Kuso that's just like they're also rude on the checkpoints in such a way that it's not a good race. You know, that can happen. Let's see here.
Okay, yeah, Meekins got through one of the difficult turns. It doesn't look like a difficult turn, but Meekins kept running into something. You know, when Meekins struggles dying in the same place like 3 or 4 times in a row, that the controls are not the best.
PS2 controls a little better, and I almost thought of giving them the PS2, but it also is like 2.5 gigs, so I was like, that's kind of a rude download. I'll just stick with PSP, and
yeah,
you know what?
Like,
I control the feature.
I have unlimited data. It's understandable that other people don't, but I kind of have to at this point.
No, I get you. Yeah, no, I don't have unlimited data. It's actually running in trouble in work sometimes, because sometimes at work we have what was it? There's a project by a company affiliated with DreamWorks that I think it was 150 gigs, and it was like I just could not download it. They had to send a stick.
Whee! Okay, well, Maurice has over 1,000 coins at this point, putting them firmly in the lead right now, though Meekins is doing a good job of trying to catch up.
I don't think these deaths are all intentional for a coin collection. It is kind of rude enough that it's hard to...
Yeah, for sure. What is this Flintstones place? Ugh! Okay, now we've got Big Gorilla I don't like this game. I don't understand. Why are we fighting gorillas?
I kind of lost the plot here. I don't even know at this point why we're doing this part.
Does this happen in the book?
I don't think so. Is there a lion in the book, by the way?
A lion? I'm relatively sure. No.
Yeah, there's one in the movie that's also very baffling. Yeah, okay, let me tell you this part of the movie.
Apparently there is, by the way.
Okay. So it is okay. Harp, so you can confirm with me because I do not remember this part, and it's been a long time since I've read it. There's a part in the movie where a lady gets attacked by a lion. They're in Spain, So they, and lions, you don't really think you see in Spain, and she gets rescued by Don Quixote. She offers to take him to her castle where her husband's there, who's the king there, and will help him out on his quest. When they get to the castle, the king's got a lion there next to him, and Don Quixote doesn't think anything is suspicious whatsoever. Yeah, so Harp, it's a little bit different in the movie, but I think they obviously were making a reference there. It's like, this has to be a reference. I'm just not remembering anything about a lion, so. Yeah, so it's basically a trick. Like, the two people are bad guys who are trying to trick Don Quixote, and that's another part of the movie. It's something. So Meekins is discovering more rude jousting, and Maurice is just headbutting gorillas. Basically, it's perfectly normal. I don't know which strategy is best. I experiment with both of them, both the headbutt and try to do the combo, and the just jump at them method. And they both seem to kind of work equally well, but I'm sure if you tried to speed run it, one of them would be like this one is optimized by 8 seconds or whatever. So as long as whatever you're doing works, the main thing is you kind of try to have to keep distance between the one you're hitting and the other enemy. And if they get in range, then they interrupt your hit, and then you lose time. So it's definitely worth it to knock them down. Some of these, there's a gate that will only open after you knock them down, so there's no choice. You can't just bypass them. But with ones that you can bypass, you still want to actually hit them because the coins are worth it.
There we go. Maurice getting a bridge down. Meekins through another jousting section. Very nice.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that might stop Maurice at this point. We do have the lead's starting to get decently big here, and we got 15 minutes. It's possible, but this is starting to get a little more like a lead. We had so close for so long where they were. I didn't even say every single time it happened, but I think we had at least 5 different lead changes within 6 minutes or something like that. It was pretty intense. The numbers kept changing back and forth. So when they were doing the escort quest, they were just neck and neck the whole way.
Yeah.
But it looks like the Meekins finally got done in by that race section there, which I totally understand that. It took me a long time to get through that, and I kind of figured. I did warn them that there were some rude gameplay parts later. That was actually what I was thinking of. Was that in particular?
Okay.
I knew it was going to be trouble. So.
Oh, geez, Meekins doing the nightmare platforming here. I don't like this. Yeah, Maurice is so far ahead coin-wise that, it's going to take a little work for Meekins to catch up. I think it's possible, but by the time that Maurice was here, I believe they already had over 1,000 coins, which means that Maurice has been a little bit better at both collecting coins and making progress through this game. You never really know what you're going to get in Kusogrand8. Having a 3D platformer isn't generally what you expect here. They happen occasionally, but you know, a 3D platformer based off of a movie that is pretty much a kid's game. You know, we've got a whole combination of things that make this different from your typical Kusogrand8 experience. And when games are based off of kids' media, oftentimes they tend to be a lot easier. This game does have some challenging sections, but overall, I don't think it's as challenging as some other things in the game, or as plenty of other games out there, you know.
So just to mention a gameplay moment there, it looks like Maurice needed to switch characters, but did it in such a way that the character was a bit behind, but was able to fall so that would respawn at the checkpoint, which was farther along than the character was. It was actually able to advance by doing by actually killing one of the characters and warping to the other character's checkpoint.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he
okay,
meant to
now
do
we're doing
that,
this is what we're supposed to be doing. They actually need to be riding, yes.
That's
Good.
good.
The deal here.
Just gotta ride for 2 seconds because I'm too lazy to climb up this wall. Oh. To be fair, though, like, if you're asking me to just go up to a wall and climb up without having a ladder, you know, I'm probably going to want a donkey, too. I'm too lazy to climb walls. Gosh, my arms. I'm a fatty boy these days. I'm not going to be able to pull myself up. I need more upper body strength.
So, yeah, no, we don't have a lot of 3D platformers. Or part of it is just they're hard to give out because of the linearity thing. Like, you try to give Donkey Kong 64. I mean, it's not a Kuso game, but you know what I mean. Like, something that's you could just kind of go in any direction. This just happens to be very linear and in such a way that even though there's some non-linearity, it's clearly like a fair race the way it works out. So
yeah, when you were first sharing this, I was like, 3D platformers scare me in Kusogrand8 because a lot of the times they do end up being non-linear, so you have to have very specific information for how to track the match. But because of how linear this is and the simple metric of collecting coins, it's a lot easier for our referees, and I'm sure they appreciate that help. Yes, we are going based off of the number of coins. Maurice is in the lead. Meekins just 68 behind at this point, it looks like. It's really not that far.
Yeah, no, it's possible. There also might be some funky way to get a bunch of coins that Maurice didn't find. So that's there might be like a stash if you like turn in the right direction somewhere that Maurice didn't spot. I don't know for sure. But yeah, this is kind of worked out just in terms of the amount of non-linearity versus linearity that it made a good game. I mean, one of the things I have been doing, which I don't know if anyone's noticed really, but I really have been trying to avoid giving the same genre twice. I mean, even though I've given more than one platformer, they've been like, I would call them different platformers. You know,
okay.
I would not call Screaming Abdabs anywhere close to the mouse Spectrum game that I gave out. You know, they're very different, right? And so that's what I've been gunning for, is really to try to give a big variety and not always. I do actually have one platformer that I tried to get. Oh, that's like a really, really standard one, but it got vetoed. Not this time around, but another time. So I put one in my bucket, but just it hasn't happened yet.
I enjoy that Maurice is going and flexing for a bunch of chickens. That's cool. Apparently that helped to open the door. What?
Yep.
Flex
just
until
like
the door opens. That's video games.
I don't get. There's nothing that matches that in the movie that I could tell. But again, there's so confusing about how it works that I wasn't totally sure. The checkpoints help too with the directional thing, because if you hit a checkpoint, you're made progress in the direction the game is expecting you to make progress.
Yeah.
You can feel kind of nervous sometimes with a game like this, where am I even wandering in the right direction? Kind of question. So,
as I've been watching this, I think that this game fits Kusogrand8, but at the same time, it seems kind of fun. If I were a fan of the movie, I probably would enjoy this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was the theme kind of let me. I would still call this Kuso because of certain things, but the theme let me think in terms of one of the ones that I did not give out is absolutely a good game. It's a very good game. It's just got such a bizarro premise that
just got to switch. Got to switch to the dude. That's all. Switch to the dude, and he'll get on your back.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! You can do it because. Oh, there you go. Okay. Go. Oh.
It took Maurice a moment to figure that out too. So.
Yeah, I remember that. That was pretty great. There was a switch back there though, and I feel like Meekins has missed the switch and is gonna run into a wall pretty soon. Ah! Is this Sancho you're playing as here?
Hold on a second here. Yeah. Sancho is the one who's riding the donkey. Right.
Sancho's legit,
yeah,
okay?
Actually, yeah. So the donkey belongs to Sancho. So it's not the horse. It belongs to Don Quixote. So it's not like Don Quixote's going to ride the donkey.
Yeah. Out of all of the Don Quixote characters in Don Quixote, I'd say Sancho is probably the best out of them. Definitely high up there. He's just a bro,
Mm-hmm.
That, and if you were doing improv, he'd be fantastic. He just yes-ands everything that Don Quixote does. Don Quixote is like, we need to go get this treasure. Sancho's like, yeah, let's go for it. Yeah, that sounds great. Perfect. Also, I heard that there's this armor over in this area. We should go over there and find it. Good idea, Sancho. Yeah, just yes and. Okay.
He'd be good at whose line is it anyway, I would think, right? That actually has one of the games is yes and, isn't it? I'm trying to remember.
They don't play yes and in whose line, but that's a common oh no, Meekins, your donkey. There we go. Okay. I was a little worried about that for a second. I thought that the donkey clipped through the floor. Which wouldn't be too unusual for Kusogrand8. But yes and is a general improv principle that's basically if somebody gives you something in a scene, says, hey, you've got a duck on your head, it is the correct thing to be like, yes, there is a duck on my head, and not to be like, no, there's not a duck, you're stupid. Because why? That stops the flow of an improv scene if you just go about whether or not what people say is true or false. You can still say, no, I don't want to go to the movies. Character opinions are fine, but yeah, if somebody in a scene gives you a gift, you don't throw the gift away and say, no, your gift is trash. So, yeah, with that said, there are dangers of yes and. I'd say 99.999% of the time, yes and is correct. And if you are a new improviser, 100% of the time it's correct. There you go.
Meekins having to do the flexing again?
Yeah. Good. Flex for those babes. Yeah, show your rooster booty.
Oh my goodness.
I enjoy that. Apparently, there is a damsel in the book, Dorothea, who like plays into everyone's delusions, both the quote-unquote sane people and the quote-unquote not sane people. And I appreciate that. Good. You gotta play, play up people's delusions, make them have fun. If you're just going around and being like, oh, I've got a glass of water, boring. What if you had a glass of explosives? Come on, play into my delusions, people. Boom! Nakarashi, thank you so much for the sub. Sorry, what was that?
Oh, Maurice pressed square to save Quixote.
Yes, square to save Quixote. Just FYI, that's how you do it. Woo!
Okay, we're back to racing.
Okay.
So remember the duel is in Barcelona. That supposedly winning the duel will get the information about Dusselania.
Yeah, we only have 2.5 minutes left. I do not see Meekins passing Maurice at this point. I think it's going to be a victory by Maurice. Unless there is some weird miracle 1 million coins hidden somewhere in this castle, which there could be. I don't know. I haven't played this.
It doesn't usually work out that way. I mean, so you can find like a... sometimes there's like a swing of like 20 coins, but this is a little too many.
Yo. Okay, Sancho's voice lines are pretty good. Although he sounds like Mickey Mouse. No, that's neither compliment nor a diss. It's just an observation. He's like Mickey Mouse here. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm just trying to imagine now Disney trying to pull off Don Quixote and how much stuff they would freaking edit and change. Like, that would be a massacre. That would be such a literary crime. Yeah, they slaughtered Beauty and the Beast. They slaughtered the historical telling of Pocahontas. Mind you, I still like those movies. Okay, they slaughtered The Little Mermaid. Don Quixote would be eviscerated, okay? Like, even the autopsy would be like, we don't know the exact cause of death because there's not enough of this body remaining.
Yeah, I don't feel too bad about the ones that are like straight up fairy tales because it's not like there was one definitive version.
Little Mermaid is not a fairy tale. It was written by Hans Christian Andersen.
Right. The ones that are actually fairy tales, not the ones that are yeah. No, some of the like Don Quixote's like actual book. Little Mermaid's an actual just straight up story from a particular person. Yep. Same thing for whatever the one Frozen was based on, Ice Queen or something. That was one they tried to make for like 30 years, I think, and kept failing. But the ones that are like Cinderella, I mean, there are so many variations of that, not just the one that's from the
Brothers Grimm.
Brothers Grimm, yeah. Why am I forgetting their name? It's been an hour-long match, we're going to say. And we are actually at time.
That is time, everybody. Throw your hands in the air and go, yo, press square to save Don Quixote. That is what we do these days. Our match is done. Congratulations. It appears that Maurice has the winning number of coins. What exact number? I don't know because Maurice is now jousting. But looking at the ref sheet, it is about 1741. That's how many I see on the ref sheet, which is still passing what Meekins has at this moment, 1358. So we definitely have the winner here, Maurice. I'm going to go ahead and welcome them both into chat. How do you feel they did today?
Fantastic. I mean, just by the metric of, these are all finalists, so they're all going to do better than me when I play the game. That's for certain. I died more times on the race. Everything else went pretty smooth for me, but the race is really, really rude, and they actually did it a lot smoother than I did. So
yeah.
I think that was really the deciding factor because, again, Meekins was either like neck and neck or top or even ahead up to the second race section, and then it started to change. So
I believe so. Well, we've got both Meekin and Maurice in here. Hello and congratulations, Maurice. It appears that you take the victory with over 1,700 coins. You definitely pulled into the lead there and held on to it, but at least for the first half of the match, it was back and forth between you two. Holy crap.
Yeah, I figured it's the kind of game where you're kind of always moving forward and the coins weren't really hidden. So I figured it was really close.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Meekin. I know that right after the match you said yeesh. You doing okay?
Oh, I'm fine.
Yeah.
This game was really... I actually enjoyed this game. I had fun with this game.
I was going to say, like, I think that if I were a fan of the movie or had seen the movie, I would have enjoyed this game. Like,
Are there fans of the movie?
I mean, it was released, so there's probably at least one or two fans. I mean, the movie was advertised as by the producers who watched Shrek. Just
High praise.
FYI, yeah, that's all the praise that I can give right now. Well, yeah, what did you think of the game overall, Meekin? You said that you kind of enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't, like, complicated or anything.
Okay.
But there was... I don't know, variety.
There was definitely variety, yeah.
The escort section was super long, but I had fun launching the dude. It was really funny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was great. Poor Don Quixote just getting kicked a bunch. He kind of deserves it, though. It's fine. What about you, Maurice? What do you think of this game overall?
I agree that it had enough like variety to make up for the kind of janky, well, basically everything.
Oh yeah, everything's kind of janky, especially the auto run sections.
Yeah, there were a little too much of the jousting.
I think so too.
I was like, okay, second jousting, that's fine, and then like 2 levels after that, immediately jousting again.
Yeah, I don't think there's as much jousting in the movie, or honestly in Don Quixote, period. So... yeah, they probably could have cut down on that a little bit. With that said, like, I think the biggest question that a lot of people have is why was this game even made? Like you said, are there any fans of the movie? The movie in the US came out called Donkey X, which, oh my god, that is somehow a much, much worse title than Don Quixote. Like, it's so bad. But I don't know anybody who has seen the movie. I don't know. Have either of you seen it or know anything about the movie from before this?
No, I've never heard of this before.
I've seen Shrek.
Okay, yeah.
So you're good as the producer.
Honestly, I kind of want to go watch the movie because it doesn't seem like it's going to be the worst. It's probably not going to be as enjoyable as Shrek, but like it actually gets some stuff correct about the original book by Miguel de Cervantes, Don Quixote, yeah, that I haven't seen correct in other areas, and we had somebody in chat actually being like, yeah, this part is right. Yeah, this stuff that's happening story-wise in the game is correct. Okay.
I do have one thing about the game. In the, the Wild Hawk sections, the Crash Bandicoot sections.
Yes.
The coins were worth 5, which is quite a lot. And then after the first one, I thought, maybe I should have intentionally ran into something just to respawn and grab the coin that I missed. Because sometimes you magnetize them towards you, but it didn't make the sound, so I figured I didn't collect them.
Huh.
So I started doing that for the last one, I think, or maybe the second one. And I don't know if it's worth it.
I'm not sure. Go ahead.
That was one of the things we were going to ask. We actually had that literal discussion. We need to ask them during the interview if they did that or not, because it looked like Meekin was doing it. Were you doing that?
Doing what?
Every yourself more coins.
If you miss coins, like
No.
running into something to reset a section.
Every time I got hit and respawned, I didn't see any coin reset.
Okay.
Or else I probably would have done that.
There's no like actual resetting. Like if you get a coin, it goes away. There's like a fixed number. But if you like miss the coin, you can't go back and get it, even though it's 5.
Okay, I did do that once.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes. I thought you probably did. Okay, that makes sense.
And then,
yeah. Go ahead, Maurice.
And then, what do the horseshoes do? Sometimes you collect horseshoes.
They went away whenever I did the little stomp attack. I don't know if that like maybe empowered one.
Oh,
There's a
I
stomp
forgot I
attack.
have a stomp attack.
Yeah,
Like in my head, it was the button pushing attack. I never used it to attack the guys.
I love that. Yeah, so there's a whole mechanic that Maurice didn't learn, but at the same time, this is Kusogrand8. You know, there are some mechanics that are going to be more helpful or less helpful, and honestly, if you find things that work for you, then that's great. I think that the first time both of you faced 3 knights at the same time is really where you had to learn how combat worked.
you only need to know enough.
Yeah,
You gotta learn how to block the other guys with the guy you're hitting.
yeah, you just light them up, and then their AI is to walk directly towards you.
And it's kind of the only way to do it.
I love
There's
it.
actually one other way, which Meekin was doing, at least a little bit, which is if you do the jumping attack, which I'm not even sure if you noticed was an attack, but you can jump, and if you attack midair as you're taking off, that counts as an attack. You can just kind of jump through the crowd back and forth, and that counts as an attack, and eventually they'll die.
Oh.
Yeah, whenever you landed after that, you did like a little roll, and that roll was like hitting enemies, so I was like rolling in, hitting them like all 3 at the same time, and then going out. It took a little longer to beat each enemy, but I was hitting all of them at the same time, so
Yeah, maybe
either way.
that's better.
I love it. Well, seriously, great job to both of you. Maurice, you do take the victory and move on in the winner's bracket. Meekin, you will be going to the loser's bracket, but, you've still got plenty of time to fight your way through, and I've seen you do it before.
Have you?
Well,
okay.
I mean, you got
I
into
trust
the
you.
stage of the PS1 Mystery Tournament. You did really well.
That was really fun. Even though I beefed it on stage, that was really fun.
You played Dr. T, so excuse me, you were the best.
I love Dr. T. He was so
Dr.
cool.
T was my favorite. Everybody, if you didn't see the PS1 Mystery Tournament for GDQ, you should watch it. Meekin played as Dr. T. I don't want to spoil anything more than that. You will find out who Dr. T is. Well, great. Before we go for you two, have anything that you'd like to plug? First, Maurice? Or if not, anything that you're playing these days that has been interesting?
I mean, if nothing else, I'll plug Mystery Tournament over on the Mystery Funhouse. We're kind of getting through. We're like about halfway through the tournament. We're kind of on track to make it for the slot on the GameStone Quick channel. It's always a little stressful to make that because people don't schedule their matches and all that. But we're getting there, and I think it's a lot of fun.
Good. What about you, Meekin?
I've been playing a lot of Phantasy Star Online.
Ooh.
The first one.
Oh, the first one. Okay.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Hey, Arborelia, thank you for that raid, by the way. Yeah, keep going. So, Phantasy Star Online.
Yeah, I played a really fun game that came out while I was at GDQ called Sea Fantasy. It's a really, really strange fishing RPG, and I'll plug it because it's very... It's goofy as heck.
Sea Fantasy. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Highly
I haven't
recommend
heard
it.
of
It's very
this.
strange.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add it to my wish list just so that I can check it out later.
Good. That's all I've got.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just having fun playing video games.
Now
Let's
that's
go.
good. What about you, Omega? Anything going on that people should know about?
No, I mean, I still write on my, I still playing adventure games for my blog. I don't stream it because they're like text adventures where it'd be very hard to make it compelling. But I played this one called The Desecration, which is a very bizarro Apple II game with these little mini games, which are absolutely horrendous.
Ooh.
It was Yeah, quite something. Anyway.
Well, cool. Well, thank you all so much. We'll go ahead and let you go. Everybody, stay tuned because we will be doing sub choice in just a little bit. So think about games that you may wish to give out, and I will choose between those. I'm going to run a quick ad, and we'll be right back after that. Stay tuned, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you, Mika, and see ya.
Bye.